Picking this back up, we're back in with Larry Ekundayo. We was talking just then, like after prize fight, your fight with Gary Cocker and all that kind of stuff, mate.
Yeah.
And why you retired from boxing and what you're doing now and whatnot. But take us back a little bit from the Gary Cochran fight. What's the next step after that, mate?
After the Gary's fight, I had the opportunity to fight for the vacant IBF European. So I was against John Fain, another great fighter. I remember the first time I saw him, it was at Rooney's gym. He came from Scotland. And when I saw him, and I'm like, what away? I'm like, who is this guy? He looks sleek, he looks sharp. And I'm like, raw, okay. But this guy, I find out he was welterweight. And I'm like, oof. And in my head, I'm like, I think one day I might fight him. Down the line, I might fight him, but boy, this kid is good. And I can't remember what fight it was. I think he was here for Bradley.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he was here for Bradley.
He's here for Bradley Skeet.
Yeah, and I'm like, ooh, it's tall, it's skillful, sharp. And I'm like, okay. And then 2018, here we go. And I was fighting John Fain. So, that was another good win for me. Then after that, I had another, I think I had 2 fights after that. Then lockdown, and yeah, and life just got involved.
Yeah.
So,
Was that what stopped you boxing? Was it the lockdown? You just decided that was enough?
yeah, something happened. So obviously I don't want to kind of like get into that
cool,
one.
man. Yeah.
After that, so it kind of like messed my head up.
Yeah.
I can't focus when it comes to like family stuff. So, yeah, but Dan, started working with Dan, started working with some of the boys as well. So yeah.
Because it's too dangerous a sport if you're not focused, right? It's
No,
time
you
to stop,
can't.
innit? Time to get out.
Boxing is not a forgiving sport.
Right.
And you can't play it.
No.
It's not a sport that you can play. And you can't do it half-hearted either. So knowing that I'm not there mentally, at one point I was thinking, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna make a comeback. But yeah, when you have to deal with grief and stuff, it
Yeah.
nah. But
And how about now? Completely close the door, or
yeah, 100%.
100%.
I'm grateful for what I'm doing now.
Okay.
You know, because some people don't have that favor to teach. They don't have the favor from God, or if you might say a blessing, to have the ability to teach.
Of course.
You know, and having that is one. You can even have the ability to teach, but having the right people that you work with. So I'm grateful to be in that position, to be able to kind of like, you know what, I'm doing this. I'm getting paid for what I enjoy doing.
That's it.
I work 7 days a week. I teach like the corporate guys as well, the lawyers and
Really,
and
yeah.
things. So I enjoy what I do.
Nice.
You know, I work all week, all month, all year round. I get told up by my client, go on holiday, go some guests. But my mind is just like go crazy.
I got you.
know. So having that privilege to pass on the knowledge, and not everybody get to see or have the opportunity to speak what boxing has done in their life, to see. And some people have the opportunity to become a world champion, but there's tons of people come to the gym as a kid that boxing changed their life, but they never go on to become a ABA champion or world champion or even some area. But the boxing changed their life. They become a better human being, having to be able to focus with a job and discipline, the self-discipline, and having to understand their own strength. You know, so coaching for me, I think it's more like parenting, as well, because you're physically involved with the fighters, you're mentally involved, and sometimes people don't see that aspect of a coach or see the role that they play the most. So if a fighter is, you can have a camp full of fighters where if one fighter finish or they've overtrained, they can take a break. But the coach can't. The coach you have other fighters to look after. And if one fighter, if the coach is going through something, he can't show it because it will affect the fighters. So you have to stomach all of that in and put on your happy face, and you gotta be there 100%. You can't be there half-hearted.
Right.
When the fighter wins, the fighters, majority of the people that get the glory is the fighters. People don't really, they might talk about the coach, but the fighters get all the glories. But when the fighter lose, the coaches get the blame.
That's right. Yeah.
It's oxymoron, isn't it?
It's true. That's how it goes, isn't it?
You see what I'm saying? So,
that's how it goes.
But what can you do?
What can you do?
But the joy that I get from it and how boxing changed my life. And I always say this to people, and I'm saying it again, I'm gonna train so many world champions. I never get the chance to win a world title, but I have the ability to teach world champions.
That's cool, man.
And you know, I'm happy for what I'm doing. And if it wasn't for boxing, I didn't know what I'd be doing now.
That's cool, man. Like you touched on it there, like you didn't get a chance to win a world title yourself, but training people, it seems to be the guys that had good ability but didn't win a world title in a certain way, they've almost got more to give for their students, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
100%.
Yeah.
Boxing is a business.
Yeah.
It's not about how good you are. I remember winning prize fighter, and I can't remember who said it. I think it was Eddie Hearn and some other people. It's like, we're going to offer you a fight and nobody want to take it. It's like, he's too good for his own good. So, but we need a good fighter. And this is what I said, boxing, we want a good fighter, but we don't want you to be too good.
Right.
But again, is that the case? Or is the business, the financial side of it? It's Nigerian. You can't sell tickets.
Right.
So can you sell tickets? Because that's what it's all about. How many people can you bring to the table? He hasn't got any racism in my opinion. I think it's just the financial part of it. Can you sell tickets? There's another kid that won prize fighter, Irish kid, South, I can't remember his name. He won, I think he won the light welterweight. It is amazing. Like, he's got everything. He had to retire because the same thing. The same thing. It's a good fighter. It's an Irish kid. Is he Irish? I think. Yeah. But how can no one sign you? Or you can't sell tickets. I go through the same thing. So It hasn't got anything to do with, it's more the financial racism in part there. But in my opinion is where you can't, if you don't promote these fighters, they can't get the opportunity to.
And especially then, right? We're talking like back in 2012 when you won it, I think it was, right? Like it was different then, innit? Social media wasn't such a big thing.
Exactly.
Like nowadays, I think it's a bit easier to get a push, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like there's so many avenues to make it. Whereas back then it was like you had to have 60 mates that would travel to fucking Barnsley to be with it, innit? You know what I mean?
So now social media helps at the time. Hence why you see YouTuber headlining a show.
Yeah.
Because they've got big followers.
And Eddie Hearn as well, like obviously prize fight was Eddie Hearn's thing, I believe, right? So like he's, well, not believe, it was his thing. But like nowadays, his company's bigger, right? Prize fight doesn't happen. Like he can give you more of a push now. Whereas back in the day, I think it was like, you had to work for him almost, right? You had to get the tickets coming.
But also look at it this way. I think that was my third prize fight that boxing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I've boxed, but that's the only one that was shown, the one that actually participated.
Mad that, innit? Yeah, that's funny.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think if people have seen me, if it's televised, people are like, who is that kid?
Yeah, right.
See? And I think I've got a style that kind of gel with the TV and stuff. So maybe I would have got more people that want to be like, I want to see more of him.
Yeah. But such is life, right? Like you said, you've arrived happy now at the end of your career.
100%.
So it's
100%.
meant to be what it is, isn't it?
Maybe if I box for world title, I might not be here.
Right.
I might have some serious injuries. So everything happened for the best. So
Yep.
I'm not even faulting anyone.
Well, you seem happy too. You're not one of these bitter ex-pros that makes excuses for this, that, and the other, right? Which you see, don't you?
I can't miss it.
Yeah.
Because I know where I'm coming from.
Right.
I know. Living on the street at the age of 14.
At the age of 14.
Yeah. All I've got going for me was boxing.
Right.
And there's so many kids that's not academically smart, but we all have something that we can, wherever we channel our energy to, we can do well in it.
Yeah.
So this is it. So boxing changed my life, and I know even the kids that I was kind of like looking after when I was back home, really good fighter. When I left, there's no one to kind of like keep an eye on them. He got killed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So looking back to where I'm at now, all I can do is being grateful.
Right.
And Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, any show that I have been, Spencer Fearon, all of these guys, all I can do is say thank you, because they gave me that platform.
Right.
Yeah? I might not be the one in front, but they gave me something that I can look. And even the professional, I always said I want to do it. Just say I did it.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to do it, go this far, or even having the opportunity to see it in front of you and talk about the journey. So I'm grateful, man.
That's
I'm grateful.
good, man. That's cool. But you touched on it. You said you was living on the streets at 14.
Yes.
Was this in Nigeria, I take it?
Yeah.
What was that like?
So basically, I've lost my dad. My mom disappeared for 2 years. At the time, I didn't know what happened. So I left the family home because my mom is not there. Mind you, I was living in the barracks with my dad before he retired. So I then moved to my mom. I was close to my family members, but when my mom is not there, mind you, I have my siblings as well. So, but when my mom is not there, I just like, yeah. But I've got the boxing, so everyone that kind of like surround me, like the uncles as well. So, I just kind of like, yeah. So I just go to school. I wasn't living in the family house, and I remember my grandma asked everyone to go look for me. And go back home. I just said, I'm just across the road, so she knows where I'm at. So I'm not getting in trouble, and she knows they know that I'm not troublemaker. So yeah. And so this was '96. I remember it was during the Olympics, 1996 Olympics. That's when my mom just disappeared. And in 1998, already the national champion at the time, then I found that my mom owed some people some debt, so she's been threatened. So she
had to leave.
So she kind of ducked out. But luckily enough, I was the national champion at the time, made some money from good. When you win gold, you get paid by the state governor. So I got a decent amount at the time. So I paid back the debt, and yeah. So that was it.
Wow.
So if it wasn't for boxing, and this same boxing, I go to Nigeria to meet the president, to meet the governor, I was in 2015, I believe, 15 and 16, I was invited to the Asarok, which is the equivalent to White House, to meet, and I was the youth and sport ambassador for Nigeria at the time.
That's cool, isn't it? And you're already pro at this point, obviously, right?
Yeah,
This is
So
way
I've
after
won the
prize
fighter and stuff. So you see, so this is what I'm saying. Like these kids, now my goal is to have a gym of my own as well, and help as many kids as I can, because I'll be related to them. So many parents are not at home. They're working, trying to keep a roof over the kids' head and stuff, but the kids don't have anyone to look after them, nothing to do. They will be up to no good. So having places that they can come to, and my coach at the time, he's like my dad, very strict. So I know I can't misbehave.
Really? Okay.
So I can't. No, I'll get. If I'm up to no good and you catch me, I'd rather let you beat me than tell him. Really? It's not because he's going to beat me, but I'm not going to hear the end of it.
Right.
And he was disgracing in front of everyone, every day, any day. Whatever you did wrong, you will get it. So I'd rather get punished for it rather than telling him. So the fear of being in a bad place or doing something naughty, so I don't want it. I don't want it with him. And up to now, I still get it. You see what I'm saying?
I think that's common in boxing as well, though, and I can understand that from my coach. Like,
exactly.
I don't know if you know Sid Khan from Elsfield Boxing Club.
Yeah.
Famous Sid Khan was my coach, right? Like, if he rang me now, I'd still be going, fuck. I'd still be sweating to answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I think it's common.
Having that discipline. Some parents can't give the kids the discipline, and it's not that the coach is going to smack you.
No.
But you just know, and the respect that you get from fighters, because you've had too many sparrings. You don't want to go out and fight for free.
No, right.
So you know your own strength as well. So it helps you to know your own natural ability, to know when, if I do this, I'll get in trouble.
Right.
So I don't go party, I don't do clubbing,
Just boxing, and that's
just
it.
Boxing.
Yeah. Was there a point in your career where, like, obviously you said when you turned pro, it was just about turning pro, you didn't have any real ambitions or whatever, but was there a point when you started going up the levels and winning and whatnot, that you started to think, I want to be a world champion?
After a prize fight.
After prize fight. So early in your career, you're only, what are you at this point? When you've won, it's 5-0. You got to take that as well?
So it's the same.
Okay, cool. Yeah.